Hi everyone, hope everyone's okay. Hope life's treating you well. I know it's been quite cold the last few days in the UK, but sun's out, wind's dropped down a bit, so I thought I'd come and make a little video because I had things on my mind really. Actually, from an event yesterday, I had a lady message me. Well, she rung me through FaceTime, she rung me through it. Saying about she'd seen one of my videos of when I was out walking in nature reserve and talking, and she said she'd enjoyed seeing it, but then she said it reminded her she'd had a reading from me. And she had this reading from me in August of 2019. And she said she thought, I've still got that, I'm sure I have. So I usually email over a copy of it, an audio copy of it. And she said she'd looked back over and she said that she was actually quite shocked at what had been said because I'd ask, and I usually ask, and is there anything you'd like to ask Spirit, anything you'd like to ask the universe, and see if anything comes through. I always say, I don't predict, I always work with the energy, and it's the energies around situations or circumstances. And so she'd asked a question, and she was saying what it was around a specific person and a specific event. She says, but it was a specific thing. And apparently, when she looked over the audio, I'm sure I must have it somewhere because I keep the audios. She says, I'm sure she looked back and she said, basically, I'd said a couple of different things, but word for word, I'd actually said what was happening. I just said this person by name, even though this person wasn't in the environment at the time we did the reading. She didn't know this person. I said by name. Also, the description was this person, and how shocked, because it was. So this happened in December last year, and it was just like, wow. Craig said this in 2019, and what struck me, and I did message the lady and said, is it all right if I just don't do Pacifics and just call you lady? Yeah, that's fine. So I just want to say I did clarify with the person that I could say this. And actually, what was the important thing with me and focus, as I said to this lady, it's Spirit, the universe, knows the tapestry of our life. As I'm always saying within my readings, I don't predict, I don't say I predict specific events, because we all have free will. And you can change someone's free will by doing a specific prediction of something. So they're just there looking for it. They exclude everything else, everything that happened. It's this. But equally, they may have this prediction and choose to do completely different. I always use it. I know it's a little flippant, but I always use a little thing of, you could think, I'll tell you, you're gonna walk out this building, you're gonna turn left, and you're gonna meet the second person you meet is gonna be the man of your dreams. He's tall, dark, and handsome. You actually might get to the door and think, I don't want to. I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling. What if he doesn't like me? And turn the opposite way. If you turn the opposite way, your choice, free will to do that, you'll never meet them. So if you don't meet them then, that love of your life in that moment ain't gonna happen. So actually that prediction's just, and we all have free will. You live your life through your action, through your decision. It comes from you and the energy. The resource is in you. Yes, it's nice. I do the energies, and I'll say for certain things the energy might be positive. I'd leave it a bit, or it might be positive. Start now, or energies feel for the next few months. That's fine as long as you started and you start moving. It feels like the energy is all right. But I don't do specific events in regards to that. But it's a thing of how we work with spirit and how things come through. Apparently, to me, when you describe what I said in the reading, it sounded just an off-the-cuff remark, but it was there. And it reminded me of something else. Actually, it just reminded me of something, and just to say, because I don't divulge what someone else has had in the reading. Actually, someone's been said this. Someone got in touch with me and said, "Oh, had a reading of me, blah blah." Said this thing. Said, "Oh, I think this person's this person from my husband's side and such." And I said to him, "I'm ever so sorry, but when I've done a reading, when I finish it, the link cuts. I might remember the odd word, the odd sentence, a lot of focus within a reading, but it's not specific. The faces, the words, they fade away because it's not my information. It's not for me. it's not for me to live my life or have that reading. I'm passing information on from spirit, from the universe, from your guides, your inspirers, from the universal energies, the soul connection. That's what I'm passing the information through. It's not my information, so it keeps my feet on the ground. Only things I usually remember is people saying no, or I'm not sure, or if I feel as if it's not right. I remember the negative side. And to me, that keeps my feet on the ground. I can't have a big head when all in my mind remember saying, "Did someone say no today? Didn't say someone said no?" I'm sure someone said no. I think, and I'm just remembering that. But equally, how it works with someone else, sorry, if I could put the mouth in gear, it'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? But how things can be expressed in so many different ways. Yes, sometimes that people ask, why don't they just talk in conversation? Yeah, we all have energy, and a medium has a certain amount of energy, or a worker has a certain amount of energy. There's energy from spirit, was endless coming forward, but there's so much energy and so much focus you can have because it has to come through here. With his mental mediumship, unless it's trance work or direct, it's absolutely it's through your own mind. So they're working with your mind, and the energy and the focus, the vibration can only keep at a certain level at a certain time. So your loved ones have there's this time of energy we can use for it. It's as if it's broken up. I always think it's like you have that part, you have that part, you have that part, and they all have this part, and they express it. Some people talk, lots and lots of talking, and so they're saying this, they're doing this, saying this, about talking about it, and it's that vibration. Some people show you pictures, and the pictures, all the energy is used to showing pictures of describing. Some people is just putting the place on me to describe what they're like, the physicality. Some people it's symbols, and it's how it's put together, because all these are put together at once for you to bring the most information, and it's up to the medium or the worker to click, 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 pick it up. And that's why it's very fast sometimes. Or you have two lots of people trying to bring the information in, and it's trying to catch that. An example of this is someone had said, "Oh, bring this person, blah blah blah," said the name of the person, and said, "Oh, yeah, I'm not sure, blah blah. I'm not sure because, as I say, I don't remember. It could they didn't give me the name. They give me that vibration, but they said later on. I didn't remember this, but later on in that reading, it was I'd talked about spirit, the loved ones, and this person sending healing for cleansing. The image they showed me was I was going to a sacred site, what I know of it, where you go on pilgrimage, and it was in a cathedral. And they showed me the memory of that, and there was a big chalice going with all the incense, and I picked up cleansing, healing, that faith and security. So I expressed I wanted to bring cleansing and healing for the situation around it, blah blah blah, being present. But I actually found out that the place name of where this sacred place is actually the surname of the person they said had come through, or one of the people. And then that means sometimes lots of people come through. Sometimes it's two people or one person come through. But one of the people that come through in that reading, the surname of them related to that was actually the same as the sacred place I went to. Now you could say coincidence. You could equally say that's another level of information what they're bringing through. It could be I've missed that. They're trying to bring that I know that word, that name, clicking through. And it was in this person was from somewhere else and spoke a different language. So I always find they do bring things through, and sometimes they'll say I'll say it sounds like this, or it is very similar to this word, and they're trying to express what they're saying. But that person, I missed that. To me, I missed that. That was another level of information because it's like layers of an onion. And they're bringing, I missed that. And I'm only human. But that person, I think it's how wondrous they was using that single memory image of me, what I have, to bring not only their surname, but also the cleansing and the healing energy, what I was picking up. I picked up on that, but I didn't pick up the relevance of the name as well. And that's how it is. Sometimes it's like bam, 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 and everything just clicks, and it's as if It flows. It's just everything's there, and it's like it's at your fingertips. Wow, 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 wow. And then the next time, the next reading, the next person who sits down, it can be, oh, I would say sometimes it's like pulling teeth and trying to get information out there. It's if all the quiet. It's how the energy is. It is a multiple energy work, what we're dealing with. And I always say with energy work, there's my energy, how I am, how I've been. I try and get myself into the exact precise energy vibration to do the best work I can do. And I prepare before each reading. I prepare before. I try and get the mindset, the vibrational set, everything in tune, so I can bring as much possibly there as present as possible. Equally, spirit. I once had was in an open circle at a church, and I was actually running the circle at the time, and I was doing the work there, and they allowed me to see part of when the links were coming. But they were showing me, because they were saying, you don't realise how much work goes on that side. They have prepared before to bring circumstances for the person to get there in that right time, that right space, that right moment to come to be there, to sit in front of the right person. They've also worked to bring messages through. They're working with my guides, my inspirers, my loved ones who are working with me to get the right connection of energy to be there. There's also that vibration of them. And with this, it was a chain of people. Do you know, like you have Chinese whispers or finger passing energy down, because they have to move through vibrations to get here. It's not just as if they open the door and it's one vibration, we're on the same level. It's a different, completely different realm and vibration. So they have to work through them to bring the vibrations to you, to get it from a physicality world, physical form world, to one what is not, to bring it down. So it was like as if it was passing this chain down of links to get to me, to pass it on. They work so hard. There's also your vibration there, how you are, whether circumstances, whether it be grief, whether it be a situation, whether it be a bad day, illness, you can block, as well as I can block. And it's the things. Sometimes I know they're saying it. I always say they're doing all they can. I just can't reach up high enough. I can't reach to get that. And that frustrates me at times. But I try each day. There's so much what happens. Some events, it's crazy. The vibrations are all over the place. There's people healing, the people throwing stuff, people doing. There's all sorts occurring, and there's all that vibration and sealing it off. I always say that having the protection, but having the vibrational tone around you and creating that space. That's me. That's my job to do that, so that I can be zoned out and work with you. And everyone who's working knows you learn to do that. You learn to create that sacred space for you to be working. There's so much what happens for whether you were at a place going to see somebody for reading, to you then coming to you, to be in an event. There's so much what goes on. And I think it's miraculous. A simple thing as well. When I'm doing rostering work, and I've took a step back from rostering work at the moment, but I've done 20 odd years rostering work in churches and such groups. You stood up. I've always worked like that. When people come and I see the sense of next, often I'll see a shadow and sense a shadow forming somebody next to me. That tells me how tall they are. For me, the shadow, what I'm just resonating a consciousness there, it could be the same height as me, it could be a lot taller than me. I think, oh, that's 6 foot, that's 6 foot 2, 3, I think it's 5'8", 5'7", and it's going, it can tell. When I'm sat down, I find that more difficult. Even though they're sat next to me, I can't judge. I find it very difficult to judge. Instead, when I'm stood there thinking, well, I'm 5'8.5". Might be shrinking a little bit because I'm getting old, but 5'8.5", out there. So I know how generally I can judge the height. But when I'm sat, even though they may seem like that, I think, are they 5'8"? Are they 5'7"? Are they 5 foot? What is it? And so I do say, please give me a little bit of leeway, a couple of inches in height, because it can be difficult. But that's a window into what I work. But I just wanted to do it's the end up with a 15-minute video, so it might go on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, it might go on there as well. But I just wanted to bring that vibration, just to say how miraculous it is. They see the tapestry. Sometimes you can get a message, and it's here, but don't think it's got to happen in the next week. For this lady, what I gave the message to, she had the reading in 2019, but it was the year later, the December of 2020, where it all clipped together. She completely forgot about that. But listening back, it was already there. The energies of what said, the energies of thinking. I don't know if I might have said December, I don't know what I'd said. I just know she said, I said what was specifically what I said was spot on there. And I'm not blowing my own trumpet at that. I just thought it brought me the realization of expressing, want to do a video to say, time is different with spirit, with the universe. I always say we age. The mountains are old, all the rest of us are all spring chickens, we're all young babes. The universe is different. Your life, it's when the energies are right, the circumstances are right. So for me, I don't predict. I don't say, well, in April you're going to meet the tall, dark, handsome man. In May you're going to win the lottery. In June you're going to you're going to lose money on a bet. I don't do that. Your left leg's gonna fall off in October. No, I don't do that. Look, free will. Everything you do affects your life, affects the choices, the situation. Only, whether it be God, the universe, the divine, only they know. Only that vibration knows all. And to me, it's right that only they should know. I used to be, a long time ago, I would be thinking at people, and I'd see them, and I'd look at them and I'd see a real illness or something in them. And it used to be when I worked in nursing, and I used to think that, and I didn't like that. I spent a long time, I didn't want to look, and if I saw something on someone I knew, it hurt me to think, oh my God, it's not for me. And this lasted for about 6 months, because I said to Spirit, I don't want this, and I don't want to see that. And actually, what ended it was, for me, is where there was an incident where we were rushing to get somewhere for somebody who it was devastating, really quick, tragic passion, devastating to go there, and it was hit and miss of whether they were there. And I was in the car with people, and as they're going, and there's an emotion, the screaming, there's going on, it was really intense. And I was sat there, and the person was sat next to me and said, I've gone. That's all I can tell you. I've gone. I wanted to say, it's gone. That it's this is how it's happened. This has happened. But in that moment, it would have just destroyed everybody. And it was knowing it was going to come. Some people might say I was heartless by not saying it. It was family. It was to do with my family and my event. And it wasn't for me. I tried to support everybody and tried to be there and tried to get them ready for what I knew what was coming. But I didn't want that again. And so I said no. And I said, I'll do anything else for you, Spirit. I'll do anything. I will do trance work, I'll do healing, I'll do whatever you want. I think what I say is, to me, it's an act of service. I know I do charge, and I do have to make some money. I've got bills to pay. I'm a human being like everybody else. But I always say, where you go, I shall follow. What you say, I will say. What you show me, I will tell. What you express, I will express. That's a little mantra I say to myself. And it helping me as I begin to get into that focus of an act of service. This isn't me, this is Spirit. I'm doing it for Spirit. I'm doing it for this person. I'll do that. I don't mind healing. I will go anywhere, talk, get up there. I don't like talking in front of people, but I'm on here and I do it. But I don't want to know when someone is going to pass. I don't want to know this. I don't want to know that. It's not for me to know. I don't feel it's for me to know. But that's just a window into mine, see? A little bit of window into my thought process and way of going. I hope you enjoyed this little talk. I know I've got off on tangents all over. That's just how I am. But I hope you've enjoyed it. It is miraculous how spirit work. It's miraculous how they do things and work with each person individually. in their own special way. Each reading is different. Each connection is different. Each energy is different. It's a wonder. And we're all unique. We are all wonderful. You are enough. I am enough. You have all you need inside you. All the wisdom, the strength, the courage is given, but it's there anyway. It highlights what's already there. Lot of love to everybody. And I hope talk to you all soon.